The buzz Shy felt beneath her skin wasn't from her second cup of coffee. She'd been without an interesting case for over a month, and that was rare at Curtis Black and Associates. The prestigious law firm managed more than mergers and acquisitions. The firm was devoted to a tight circle of families that were all connected to the Pride Academy. This time it was the Donisi family, and despite the early morning hours she hated, she was ready to get started. The client was the up-and-coming designer, Regan Renee Donisi. She was a person of interest in a ransom scheme that had been operated by her ex-boyfriend. Well, according to the FBI, Regan could have easily run it. She'd lived with her boyfriend, Mike, for 5 years before he'd stabbed her. Hence the ex in front of the term boyfriend now. No one in this room would believe Regan was guilty, and it was Shy's job to search every crevice that evidence could be lurking in to ensure they proved it. Curtis Black Sr. stood in front of the large screen, the dimmed lights in the room shadowing his features as he pointed to the map of Promise Lake. His son, Kurt, sat across from Senior's brother, the other partner at the head of the table. They each were accompanied by their senior paralegals, and this time Shy would be their lead researcher. She'd earned this, even if the timing was shit with her finals coming up.
"We know Shep refused to pay the ransom on his network," Senior explained. "That started the retaliation leading up to the attempted kidnapping of Sarah, his daughter."
Senior pointed to the map.
"We're going to work this from the kidnapping back, since the data on the original ransom of the network is compromised."
"Compromised?" Shy asked. The paralegals shot her a glance for the interruption. She ignored it and looked to Senior for her answer. Kurt answered for him.
"Shep used a hacker from the list the FBI provided to unlock his network. He showed up with the kidnappers. Compromised," he repeated. "He's in custody,"
Senior added, and pressed the remote in his hand. 4 mugshots populated the bottom of the screen, and he moved to point at the far left, his body blocking the other 3.
"This is Mike Hestner, Regan's ex-boyfriend. He used an alias to approach Shep, posing as a consultant. Shep refused his help and took his chances with a hacker."
"Money exchanged hands," Kurt informed the group.
"Shep awarded him $3 million. The money is still sitting in his account."
He looked at Shy.
"You smell it?"
"Smells worse than my cooking," she responded, ready to immerse herself in a good mystery. The light in the room shifted as Senior moved aside, revealing the photo to the far right.
"I want you on this guy first," he instructed.
He pointed to the student ID from San Juan, the familiar green eyes seizing her chest. Although she'd never met him, she recognized her half-brother staring back at her. Anger seared her lungs, and the hot breath scorched her throat. She stood, unsure if Senior was still talking. "I recuse myself," she heard herself say. Her eyes left the screen, and she felt rather than saw the party of 5's gazes on her. Her rage, combined with her heels, made her unsteady on her feet. But she aimed herself for the conference room door. Her footsteps weren't the only ones in the long hall. She guessed it was Kurt behind her. His long legs caught her in seconds.
"In here,"
he commanded, and she stopped and turned. He stood with a hand outstretched to his office door, his gaze expectant but patient. She tried to suck in a breath to calm her nerves, the after-effects of her outburst clattering beneath her skin. She willed her feet in his direction, searching for what the hell to tell him. He pulled the door closed, and she went to the usual chair across from his desk, but couldn't force herself to sit. She focused on the photo of him and his fiancée, reminding herself he was a fair, kind human being, despite the hostility he was approaching this new case with.